So we know that when we talk about plastic wastage, we think about mobile phones, don't we, or plastic containers for takeaways and things like that. And those are the things that you see washing up on the shores. But we've been doing this for decades. So think about smarty lids, think about old mobile phones. And now they're getting into even further into our ecosystem.
Yes, conservationists now say they're increasingly concerned about the impact of ageing plastics in our seas, following evidence that it's now entering the human food chain. Our environment correspondent Paul Murphy reports from Flamborough.
The spectacular sight of an East Coast winter tide.
Oh, that's fishing line.
Yeah, fishing row.
But it brings with it little reminders of a planet damaged by plastic.
So they actually think that we only roughly find about 15% of the litter out at sea. So
picking up the pieces is an endless task. Collected in recent months, some of this was thrown away more than 50 years ago.
Materials like plastics are extremely durable. They take literally hundreds and hundreds of years to break down. So, for example, they think a plastic bottle that you drink out of, it takes roughly 450 years to break down in the sea. So we always collect whatever we can. It's really a fantastic way to show people what a problem plastics and other materials are in the sea. And everyone always laughs when I say this, but I was born in 1993, and so a lot of this is absolutely older than I am.
The litter is bad enough to look at, but the real problems start when the plastic begins to slowly break down in seawater into tiny particles.
Microplastics, as they're known, have been found in supermarket shellfish and in human tissue.
We know that microplastics are in our diet. Our own work has looked in lungs and found microplastics deep inside patients' lungs. Other studies have found microplastics in blood, also the liver and several other organs as well. So we know now that they get into our bodies. And in terms of the impacts of that and whether there are any, we really don't know.
But on the coast at Hornsea, they're trying to find solutions. The town wants to be a plastic-free community. The motto at this shop is refill, not landfill.
Customers can shop with us fully circular, so that they can either bring their own containers, or we have containers for them to borrow. We do repurposed jars as well that people donate to us, so there's no need for landfill at all. Everything goes into the pots and then comes back round again to us for recycling.
A ban on single-use plastics, including cutlery and certain types of polystyrene, comes into force in England this autumn.
More and more people are crying out for plastic-free alternatives, for less single-use products, and we are seeing that change in our behaviour. You know, this needs to be a societal change.
But replacing a material on which there is such reliance has been a slow process, and it could be many years before these tides are plastic-free. Paul Murphy, BBC News, East Yorkshire.